And this is why we are now facing a situation where the president of the United States is stuck. Like, he's stuck. And he's not going to know what the hell to do.
Who would have predicted this? All of us? Every guest we've had? Everybody at the Eisenhower Media Network? Like, anybody with a brain, anybody watching? So, yeah, he's stuck, all right. Yeah. But now the problem is I don't think that I don't think he and his people took Iran seriously.
No.
I think they thought they were just going to keep getting away with this. And we were saying this is not going to happen, and they're going to level Israel. This is what's going to happen, and they're going to level Israel. And yet, this is where we are. And now these stupid motherfuckers think they're going to send ground troops. That's what they're getting ready to go do. They're all going to be coming home in body bags, and they know it, and they're going to do it anyway.
And the other thing that is also being pointed out, which I find very interesting, and this is something that you pointed out right when this started, is that Iran has been preparing for this for multiple decades. Multiple decades. They have prepared for this. Oh, yeah. So one of the things that they had also prepared for was the cost analysis that it was going to require in order for them to accomplish what they are accomplishing. And by that measure, the amount of money that they are spending compared to what we are spending, because again, Israel doesn't spend shit, they spend our money. So what we are effectively spending to fight Iran, I mean, it's like a 10-to-1 ratio. It's an insane number of how much money we're wasting compared to them.
Yes, and that would be a good reason to have one of the Eisenhower people on, like, with those figures, because they are very interesting. So for each one of Iran's missiles, they're spending, like, it's some small percentage of what we're spending to defend those exact missiles. And so we're going through so much more defense money in the defending those missiles than they're spending in sending those missiles. So, yeah, that's where we're at. And by the way, we're going to run out, and they're not going to run out before we run out.
So what are they going to do then?
Well, exactly. Again, which brings me back to why I've been saying that Israel will cease to exist. They're going to get obliterated.
Colin,
and I'm here for it.
Colin, please pull up the article.
Which one are we going into? What do you want to go into now?
I want to address Trump. And
okay.
How they're stuck.
Okay. There it is.
Trump says the war is very complete.
Okay, and this was updated. This is from 5:00 this afternoon, Eastern.
Here's the thing. It's one thing for him to boast, which he always does, but he's considering taking over the Strait of Hormuz. Who in the hell is this guy?
This is what he'll do. I swear, this is what I'm thinking he's going to do. This is how he's going to take over the Strait of Hormuz. He's going to hold a press conference. He's going to take a Sharpie, and he's going to cross out Strait of Hormuz and write Strait of Trump on it. Be like, it's mine now. It's mine. So that's how he's.
It's the Strait of it's just the straight out of Trump. You know, get it? Straight out of Trump.
Oh my God. Yeah, so he'll take it over by renaming it in our textbook. So all the kids are going to grow up with it renamed. Okay, so let's talk about how quickly he was put in his place with that concept.
In a phone interview with CBS News Monday afternoon, because of course, why wouldn't he speak to Larry Ellison's organization? This is probably the only people he speaks to outside of Fox News. President Trump says the U.S. war with Iran could almost be over. Almost be over.
Almost.
Yeah. Ben-Gvir was just assassinated.
Wait. I love this the next sentence is so good. It's right out of De Niro and Jackie Brown. Go ahead.
I think the war is very complete. Pretty much.
President
said, speaking from his Doral golf course. Because of course he would say it from the golf course.
The war is very complete. Pretty much.
Iran has no navy, no communications. They've got no air force. Their missiles are down to a scatter. Their drones are being blown up all over the place, including the manufacturing of drones. But a few of them get through, you know, that's what happens.
Okay. Let me ask you this though, seriously. Do you think he knows the truth, Or do you think he believes this, that that's what he's told and he believes this?
I don't even think it's a question of whether he believes it. I think he's just a guy who lives moment to moment. It's like, depending
No. But does he believe, what I'm saying is, do you think he believes that they've actually reduced Iran's program and their missiles and their, stockpile, their stuff? Does he really believe that they're able to stop them? That's what I'm curious. Does he believe that, or is he lying?
I'm not sure. I'm really not. I mean,
their drones are being blown up all over the place. The amount of money and resources we're spending to blow up each drone is so much more than the cost of each drone. And Iran has been stockpiling for decades for this.
The U.S. military said it struck over 3,000 Iranian targets in the first week of operations. Let me tell you something. One of the things that they just did, and we're going to get to it in a minute, as the closing.
Obviously, this is, CBS News is this is hilarious.
Yeah, that they get to 3,000 targets. Did you see what they did in Tehran with blowing up the oil reserve tankers?
I heard. I didn't see.
The type of war crimes that Israel and the United States commits. Let me tell you, we're going through a speed run to the end of this empire. Israel's going to fall first, because Israel is being absolutely destroyed. And now that Gavir is out, trust me, it's a smoke signal to all of them that you're all targets now, all of you. And you got nowhere to go. And we couldn't be happier.
I am really,
This is going to be one of the most humbling, embarrassing moments in U.S. history.
Yes, and what it's going to do, this is going to reset the globe in the same way it did when the British Empire ended because of all the damage and the losses from World War II, and it became us. This is that next shift.
Yes.
This is that, because we are not coming out on the other side of this and having any real standing or power of any kind in this world. It's just not going to happen.
If you look, they have nothing left. There's nothing left in military sense.
Yeah. Wait, do people know we've been blowing up chalk drawings and inflatables? Do people know that? We've been blowing up chalk drawings.
On the cement. That was Israel that did that.
And inflatables.
Yep.
Inflatable tanks and inflatable stuff. That's what we're blowing up. Their stuff is so far beneath the ground, our weapons can't reach it. And the launchers that they use are mobile, which is why we can't find them. It's the same thing that for the same reason we couldn't shut down Ansar Allah in Yemen. They use mobile launchers and we cannot find them. So this is where we're at. So I don't know what he's talking about.
Iran announced that Ayatollah Mujtaba Khamenei would replace his father as Iran's supreme leader. Not a surprise. Yeah. How's that toppling of the regime going in Iran for you guys?
Okay. We killed the one person, the supreme leader, the one person in Iran that was basically standing between the rest of their government and the nuclear weapon, because he didn't want one. So now what you did is, now his son, who is more radical than him, is in power, and you just killed his father. So I'm thinking that that's not going to go over real well. No. Just a thought.
Definitely not. Any more, Colin? And I have no message for him, none whatsoever. Adding that he has someone else in mind to lead the country. Yeah, Trump is demented. Like he's like demented at this point. He's living.
Well, if he's going to control the Strait of Hormuz, he might as well name the next leader of Iran. And here's what I'm wondering: is this one of those situations where, behind the scenes, his people are telling him, yeah, you can do that, okay, all right, well, and maybe he believes it, like a toddler in the Truman Show kind of thing. I have no idea.
Commercial shipping through the Strait of Hormuz, though, which about 20% of global oil supply flows, has effectively grounded to a halt. The president said the U.S. could do a lot about the strait and threaten Iran if it inhibits the waterway. They've shot everything that they have to shoot, and they better not try anything cute, or it's going to be the end of that country. What does that mean, Donnie boy? What does that mean? Going to drop a
Really?
nuclear?
And how exactly are we going to do that when we no longer have any bases surrounding them because they've destroyed them?
The president also said the strait is open now and claims ships have been entering the strait, but said is still thinking about taking it over. No, it isn't. The strait is closed.
Closed.
Gas prices have shot up, $1.50, $2 everywhere. Mr. Trump initially estimated the war would take about a month to complete. We're very far ahead of schedule. Same afternoon, the president said the war is very complete. The Department of Defense posted on X, we have only just begun to fight and no mercy.
Yeah, so, you know what? I am a believer very much in the idea of karma, right? Like what you put out is what's coming back. And I agree. And I do agree. And there will be no mercy. I agree. I think that's where we're at with people that have been nothing but gracious and honorable with us for decades. Yeah, you can push anyone too far.
We will conclude on this line, which really sums it all up. Asked whether he thought the war could wrap up soon, the president said, wrapping up is all in my mind, nobody else's. Well, damn it,
that I agree with. Again, I agree 1,000% with that. It is all in his mind and in no one else's. That is true.
If you want to talk about getting it right, on that point, he got it right. It's all in his mind.
Absolutely. See, I told you he's the most honest liar ever. It is. You can't make this stuff up. So Trump's taking over the Strait of Hormuz and the war is pretty much over. Okay.
So they say.